اوكي اول شيء هاي للجميع، ميرسي كتير لانه انتم معنا اليوم. بعرف انه اليوم نهار احد، هيك نهار فرصة للكل. بس hopefully هذا الورك شوب حيفيدكم لكم اليوم وبعدين بالحياة. وكمان حتعلموا كتير سكيلز هلا من ياسمين. تخبركم شوي عن ياسمين. ياسمين هي her background is in educational management. بس ياسمين قطعت بكتير بوزيشنز بحياتها، عملت كتير اشياء. هلا حتخبركم هي شوي عن حالها. ولاحظت كمان انه during يعني her work لاحظت انه في يعني a gap بالسكيلز تبع اليوث اللي حواليها واللي اللي بالبلد وين ما كان. اللي هو هذا الشيء ببين يعني من واحد بس يخلص جامعة تيجي يفوق على يفوت على سوق العمل. فهذا الشيء شجع ياسمين انه تاخذ هي تريننجز كمان، تصير حدا بيقدر بروفيشنال سي في رايتر او someone بيقدر يساعدكم تكتبوا your CVs، وكمان at the same time تحضروا حالكم for interviews. So ياسمين إذا بدك هلا to take it from here تخبرينا شوي عن حالك how it started uh, and yeah, let's go.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you for the ongoing support and thank you for the introduction. Guys, I'm here today to just bless you and inform you more on how to unlock your potential through your resume. First of all, I just want to give you, inform you more about my journey, because I think there would be no meaning for this informational session if it doesn't really reflect my values and reflect my past experience. So I'm just gonna start from 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I have graduated with a bachelor's degree in educational management from the Modern University of Business and Science in Beirut. And you know, when you graduate, you're all excited. You're excited to do great things in life. But I think we've all been there. Like, I have been there. When I was a fresh graduate, I experienced the skill gap between the university education and the local job market. So what I started to do was like, okay, I'm gonna do this training on human rights. I'm gonna do this training on youth development. And my first experience was during the WYA, the World Youth Alliance. This was a youth conference with more than 2,000 youth from all over the world. And this was a great experience. I went as an educational specialist and I learned a lot from youth all over the world. It was a 2 weeks experience. And from there, this was my starting point in my career. Because, you know, when you graduate, you just want to find a purpose, you know. You have the information, but you want to find purpose. So this is what I was looking for, and this is what I found. While I was there and participating in the World Youth Alliance, I started to make many connections, professional connections, all over Egypt, all over Lebanon. And I just decided to become skilled enough in order to address the gap of the university education and the local job market. So I was like, okay, what can I do now? I have decided to I need to do some initiatives that enhance skills such as interview readiness, resume writing, and editing, so that other youth do not face the same gap that I faced. An overview of our Lebanese companies. Our Lebanese companies recently did a survey in the digital and the tech sectors, as they are actively looking to hire full-time employees. But yet they found that they are unable to find the right talent. And this is a worrying indicator for them, because they found that there's a huge gap, again, between education and today's job market, which seems to be widening with each passing year. So again, this was an outcome of a market survey conducted by an organization called Forward Mina. So it is this organization is education arm of the Beirut Digital District. It covers 82 local digital and tech companies. So the survey aimed to better understand their hiring needs and to better understand the challenges, and the reason behind this gap faced in finding a qualified talents. So for my for it was a chance, yeah, it was how do I say it? It was by chance that this survey was complemented with the company that I was working for last year. The company that I was working for last year is called CMA-CGM. So by chance, I just knew more about this survey. And for some reason, I just felt it inside of me that, yes, I need to do something to address this gap. So this was a bit of storytelling about me, guys. Our informational session today will not be boring. I don't want to bore you. I just want to feel that this session can be very interactive. So please feel free to just interrupt me and ask any questions during the session. So, guys, my first question would be, what is your perspective on the purpose of having a resume? Does anyone have like any point of view?
Well,
Anyone?
a resume is the paper that allow you to sit with the employer to talk, and like it's the stage one, I would say, for the job, for you to get the job. So it's the paper that will describe you. So if you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't like write it perfectly to describe you, that would be a very big problem, because you wouldn't get to the upcoming stuff, or like the later on stages.
Perspective, or should I just continue?
Hello, hi Yasmin. I'm Noor. I'm from Tunisia. Thank you for this workshop. First, I want to say I can agree more about the gap in the job market that you mentioned in Lebanon, and we have the same gap here in Tunisia. Answering to your question, I believe the first goal of sending your resume is showcasing to the company you want them to hire you what added value you can impart to them, what added value you can add to them. By describing yourself, you need to highlight and put in advance the skills that match their goals and their needs.
That's pretty much what I actually mean. Yes. Thank you, Noor. Anyone else?
في عنا جواب بالchat من نديم. So the purpose of resume writing, or a resume actually, is to give the most important information about your profile as a professional and a job seeker.
That's amazing. Thank you, guys. So some people think that a resume or a CV, because there's a big difference between a resume and the CV, and this is what we will be discussing in the next slide. But for now, some people think it's just an informational document that tells your story, Others believe it's a way to introduce your qualifications and your skills to employers, as you have mentioned. But for me, as a perfectionist, I've always made sure to present myself in the most detailed and perfect way. So this is why I have always believed that resumes hold meaning within themselves. So I will leave the discussion on opinions, of course, for the end of the session. I don't want to spoil it for now. So just wondering, any of you know how to differentiate between a resume and the CV? Maybe? Anyone?
I think one
Maybe.
of the main differences between a resume or CV is that in CV, we include the educational background of the candidate alongside the achievements, the volunteering experience, and all the professional experience acquired. Meanwhile, in the resume, education is not included. There is also a huge focus on the technical skills that are received from the professional experience and how this candidate can contribute to supporting the mission and the vision of any organization he's applying for.
That's perfect. Thank you, Rayan. Yes, guys, there's a huge myth that going around for years that a resume and the CV are the same thing. And unfortunately, they are not. They are two distinctly different types of documents. As Rayan has mentioned, the resume is more of a highlight of your skills and the qualifications that actually match 100% or 90%, let's say, to the job that you're applying for. But on the other hand, the CV, it presents more of a history of your academic credentials and your accomplishments, educational accomplishments. It gives you more detailed descriptions of coursework, of research, of publications, or presentations. But if you think of it in the Arab world, or let's say in Lebanon, here in Lebanon, we see it as the same resume and CV. We always say CV, but we don't actually use the word resume. But for example, if you analyze how recruiters in the United States talk about the hiring process, you will always notice that in the US, types of documents used for different purposes, as I have mentioned. In other regions of the world, for example, in the Europe, in New Zealand, in the UK, employers use the term CV to describe both CV and resume style documents, just like we do in Lebanon. For example, in South Africa, in Australia, and in India, the terms CV and resume are also often used interchangeably. So just wanted to inform you that what I do is that I write resumes and I don't write CVs. So this is just an introduction for you. Next. Guys, this is a very wide topic, the different types of resumes and how to differentiate between each type of resume and how to choose the right format for you. Does anyone have any idea of like any types of resumes you have heard about before?
I would say the chronological one because it is somehow similar to the CV when mentioning the professional experience from in a reverse order, from the recent to the oldest ones.
Thank you for sharing, Rayan. Yes, guys, we hear a lot about the chronological resume because we've been using it for the last 10 to 15 years. The chronological resume, guys, is a very, in my opinion, of course, it's a very outdated one. It lists your work history in reverse order, starting with your current or like your most recent job and working history backwards. So the chronological resume is a very easy resume to write. It's very easy to write because, you know, employers back like 10 years ago, they loved seeing job titles and big company names on your CV and the level of the responsibility that you take. But as the years have passed, we have been exploring other options on, for example, if someone is doing a career change, the chronological resume would not make sense, because if you're only listing your work history, but you're not mentioning other skills that you have gained or transferable skills that you have gained within your past jobs, what's the point of writing a resume without showing off what you can do for your next position? As for my opinion, it's a bit outdated. Does anyone have any idea of how it looks like? I have one example I can show you guys on how it looks. Oh, it seems like the picture is not very clear. Can you see, guys?
Yes, we can see it clearly.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course. As you can see, we have the contact details, the objective, the skill summary. It's a bit weak. We see different hard skills like materials flow, shop floor control, blueprints, schematics, but there's not much shedding light on the skills. As you can see, it just states the work experience. And then, I'm sorry, but it seems like the picture is cut off. It just shows the educational degrees in chronological order and the work experience in chronological order. So this is something that we don't use anymore. For me, as a resume writer, I don't really advise people to use this resume anymore, because it just looks outdated and it doesn't give any impression on personality. It doesn't really give the hiring manager any reason to hire you, because all they see is experience. What about your soft skills? What about your hard skills? What about a strong summary, a strong resume summary instead of an objective? Because there's a big difference between a summary objective, which was also used a lot of times. A lot of people use objectives. We will be explaining this later in our session. But for now, guys, I just wanted to inform you that this resume is not very used anymore. Now, the second type is the functional. It's also called skills-based, but most people just call it functional. The functional resume, it focuses on skills and it focuses on the strengths that are important to employers. It omits specific dates, specific company names, and the places that you have been hired at, and it de-emphasizes a spotty work history, because on the skills-based resume, you find a little more shedding light on the skills. And when you're trying to write a functional resume, it's harder. Like it's harder than just writing a chronological resume. Why? Because the functional resume, it allows you to highlight the transferable skills that might not be obvious in the chronological resume. Does anyone have any idea? Does it ring a bell for you, transferable skills?
I think
Yeah.
the transferable skills is the skills that we acquire from work and that do not exist in our educational background.
Anyone?
Well, yeah. Well, transferable skills are skills that you can apply and take advantage of in different jobs. So if you would say, like in human resources, you would have great communication skills. But like also in public relations, you would need communication skills. So this skill can be like transferable from job to job, and you can be good like with it, so it can give you an advantage.
Thank you, Ali. Yes, that's completely right. That's correct. The transferable skills are the skills that you never lose, are the skills that you can always take from job to job. And as for me, I have been working in customer care for the last 2 to 3 years. So, one great thing as a transferable skill that I have learned is time management. Time management, active listening, negotiation skills. Those skills are the skills that you never lose. No one, no one can steal those skills from you. So this is why the functional resume is special, guys, because it lets you emphasize on these transferable skills that you have learned during it. It shouldn't only be limited to paid work. You know, you can learn transferable skills from volunteer work, from coursework, from university. Sometimes you're doing your senior project and you're working within a team, and you learn how to maybe uh, um, delegate tasks to other people, and those are the things that you really do not lose, the transferable skills. So one thing that is also important about the functional skill is that the functional resume is that you can use it if you're a fresh graduate. Why? Because it's focusing on the volunteer work that you have done. It's focusing on the skills that you have used during your volunteering. Because when you're a fresh graduate, you don't have much experience, you know? So you need to shed light on your volunteering experience. You need to shed light on your transferable skills. So this is, guys, what I really like about the functional resume. It's not my favorite, but it's doable. um, what else about the functional resume? Yes, you can use it as a new graduate. That's for sure. Um, Now our third format, our third type of resume is called the combination. Some people like to call it the hybrid resume, but for me, I just love to call it combination. So guys, the combination resume, this is my personal favorite. It blends the flexibility and the strength of the above two types. So you're blending the strength of your work history from the chronological resume, and you're also combining that with the flexibility of adding your transferable skills. So what I love about the combination resume is that you can show it off. Like, you can show off your volunteer work, you can show off your work history, you can show off whatever you feel like it's valuable. So it shows off a strong employment record, but at the same time, it also sheds light on upward mobility. So what do you guys think? Are you excited to see how the combination resume works? I have one example. I'm gonna show you guys. Okay, guys, so as you can see, this is half a picture, because all of the picture could not be done in the PowerPoint, but no worries. I will also be showing you another example of a combination resume. But what is one thing that when you look at, like, this is the combination resume, what is one thing that really catched, or what really caught your attention while looking at this resume?
I think what caught my attention is that work experience and all the skills were mentioned in the same at the top of the page, including the objective. This kind of hybrid focus on the work experience and also on the personal skills and the professional skills that were acquired from the professional experiences.
Rayyan. To be very honest with you, what I loved the most about this format is how you have everything so clear and everything is so precise. You know, if you read the resume summary very briefly, you can see that it is very clear. And Robert Johnson, he has a very clear career goal and he knows what he wants. Why? Why does he know what he wants? Because he's stating both his work experience with the right work responsibilities. He's also shedding light on both soft and hard skills. He's also shedding light on his LinkedIn, on his languages. And the most amazing thing about this resume is the summary. The marketing professional marketing policies and program. Strong expertise in developing pricing strategies with the goal of maximizing profits. So guys, we will go deeper on the summary of the resume, but I just wanted to show you that chronological resume, you can use it when you are a senior, but for me, I don't like it, but you can use it, of course. You know, one thing about resumes is that there's never the right thing to do. There's never a standard. So when someone comes to you and they're like, no, don't use this CV, don't use this resume format. You don't need to listen to them. You just need to do what makes the message clear. And this is why I found the combination resume to be the best. Why? Because as you can see, the resume summary is super perfect. It's perfect. The hard skills are there, the LinkedIn is there, his title is there, the language is there, so everything is there in a very clear way, in a very precise way. And one thing that I need to also add is that you can also use the combination resume if you are making a career change. And to be very, very honest with you guys, this is where I'm at. Like right now in my career, I'm trying to do willing to rewrite my resume, and I'm pretty sure I will be writing it with the combination resume. So let's go now to the contact information section. If you guys have any question, just ask me directly, no worries. We don't need to leave all the questions for the end. You can always ask me. Okay, if no questions, I will just proceed. Guys, regarding the contact information section, the contact information section is very simple, you know. Some people are so picky about it, but it's very simple. All you need to know is that your first name and last name should be clear enough. Your phone number, you have to make sure that you include your country code if you're applying to a job that is outside of your country. This is the second point. The third point is for the email address. Your email should always sound professional. You can't just, for example, add your email as, for example, when I was young, personally, I'm guilty. I used to have this email called Jasmine the Princess 98 at gmail.com. And this was something that you can never, ever, ever use on a resume. Ideally, your email should be something like first name, last name @gmail.com, because you know some recruiters are really picky, so you don't want to make any, you know, small mistake. So just make sure that you add it as your first name and your last name, and just make sure that it's a public domain, like Outlook, like Gmail, like Hotmail. Just make sure it's that, because it's always better to have a public domain instead of a work domain or a university domain. Always better for that. Now, the fourth point. Guys, this is a point that is a bit controversial. And as I'm here to make it very honest to you guys, locations are one of the many biases that recruiters face. I'm talking from experience, guys. I have been in a position where when the recruiter knows that you are from a far place from the job location, they know that it will be long for you to relocate to this job location. So whenever you want to add your location to your resume, just be sure to be very honest. Like, are you located in the area? Are you open to relocation? Or maybe you're looking for a relocation sponsor. So guys, make sure it's clear, because yes, you can find a lot of recruiters that will reject your application because they found, for example, another applicant that is closer to the location, even if in some cases it does happen, even if this other person is not as qualified as you are. Sometimes recruiters have their own biases, and they end up recruiting people that are closer to the location of the job. So, anyone has any opinion here, or has any of you maybe experienced this like I did?
I did. I was located in Tripoli and I applied for something in Beirut. First of all, they were like hesitated in hiring me, but in the interview, I stated that I'm willing to come and go and I'm really looking forward for the position. And like 2 days after, they contact me that I'm accepted. But they noticed that I was committed and I wanted the job, not hesitated in it. It was a really nice experience.
Thank you, Ghalia, for sharing. That's very nice to hear.
Actually,
Anyone
here in
else?
Tunisia, yeah, I'm Noor again. Here in Tunisia, I face another difficulty regarding this problem. Relocation is even an issue from region to region, as we have a major problem in transportation here in Tunisia. Even in the same region, like in Tunis, the capital, if they know you live when in the job interview itself, when they know you live far, like 20 kilometers away, they might reconsider your application. Once I will tell the story. Once in the requirements of the job before the interview, they required that you have a car, which was very weird. In the requirements, a car license first, and then preferably that you do transportation with your own car, which was and then I noticed this in Tunisia too many times, even in the job interviews, in phone job interviews especially. They ask you how you do your transport. Do you lean on public transport or you have your own car? And this is really frequent, and I find that's really disturbing, especially for fresh graduates.
Whoa. Thank you for sharing. To be very honest, we have been facing in Lebanon, just like Tunisia, we have been facing the same hustle. Um, our fuel prices have gone up to the sky. So yes, we have been experiencing the same hustle. Thank you so much for sharing again. Anyone else would like to share? I'm gonna go to the fifth point, the title. Guys, this is important. Like, don't ever underestimate the the power of a strong title. The title could be either your current job title or the one you're applying for word for word. So let's just pretend that I'm working right now. I'm working in customer care, and I want to maybe I want a job as a math teacher. So in the title of my CV or my resume, I can state that I am a customer care specialist and an aspiring math teacher. This is something that is important. Why? Because some hiring managers, they want to see those keywords on your resume, especially if you're doing a career change. They want to see keywords, they want to see your excitement. So if you state that you're an aspiring math teacher or aspiring, you insert, of course, the job title. This is an add-on to your CV because it shows your passion and it shows your commitment and that you are willing to do the needed for a career change, because career changes are difficult. I'm I'm passing through this phase, and I'm willing to do a career change, but it's been a hustle, and it takes a lot of new skills. It takes a lot, guys, of bettering yourself and updating your resume and making new connections and new networks. So I will leave my my experience until the end of the session. Now, this is one hell of an essential point. I have to remember you guys. I have to remind you guys how to grab the recruiter's attention with a resume summary. Guys, this was previously communicated in this this slide. I was talking about how Robert Johnson had the perfect resume summary. But what is so perfect about his resume, his summary? Let's just see once again my guide. Guys, this is a personal guide on writing an effective resume summary. First of all, the first step is to add an action verb. And this might sound a little cliche, I'm not gonna lie, but it gives your resume a bit of personality, a bit of, you're adding some adjectives to make it sound like, yes, I am going to do the job, and I'm going to do the job while being passionate, while being creative, while being collaborative. And this is something that we should not lie about, because sometimes without you acknowledging it, sometimes you lie on your resume without even thinking that you are lying. For me, the action verb that I have added on my resume is the word proactive, as it's stated on the PowerPoint slide, because I have really learned how to be proactive, and I think it has been a skill, a transferable skill. Proactivity is a soft skill, and it is a transferable skill, and it is something that you learn when you are under pressure and when you need to follow up with customers. So this is why I have added the action verb of proactive in my resume. This is step 1. Step 2 is adding your job title. You know, it could be, as I said, your current job title or the job title that you are aspiring for. Now, step 3, the years of your experience. This is important, by the way, guys. It's nice for the hiring manager to see that you have like 5 years, you have 1 year, you have less than 1 year. It's important. It's nice to always add that. Step Step 4 is optional. It's optional because you know you don't always need to add your educational background on the summary. You can add it on a different section, but for me, again, as I'm doing a bit of a career change, so I have added my educational background on my resume summary, and I will show you guys how it looked later in other slides. Step 5, oh, sorry, I have also forgot to inform you that the educational background is also important if you're applying for a job that is, for example, let's just imagine that I want to work for a web development company. You can't really work for a web development company without a degree, for example, in computer science or informational systems. So not all jobs always require you to show off your educational background, no, but some of the jobs would really, or some of the recruiters might really care about your educational background. So this is why we have always to make sure that we are checking the job title. Check the job title, check the application that you are, check the job title and the descriptions of the job title that you're applying for. You have to study the job that you are applying for, because when you study the company's values, when you study the job title, once you have an idea of what this recruiter might want, this is when you start thinking like the recruiter. What does this recruiter want to see in my CV? Does he want to see hard skills? Does he want to see soft skills? Does he want to see that my GPA is 4/4? So guys, always remember to study the company that you are applying for. Study the job title, study the job description in order for you to tailor your resume accordingly. Now, step 5 includes the specialties. The specialties, or they are also called your competencies. So does anyone have any idea of how we can clarify to all of you the difference between competencies or specialties and skills? Like the difference between a skill and a competency. Does anyone have any idea? No worries, I will be explaining it to you. Let's go back to Robert Johnson. I call him John now. Robert Johnson's resume. As you can see, guys, I have put a red arrow to this specific last sentence. Strong expertise in developing pricing strategies with the goal of maximizing profits. Guys, this is not a skill. Flexibility, a hard skill like Google Analytics, but in this case, Robert made sure that he adds his specialty or his competency. A competency is how you are applying in order to maximize the goal or maximize your efficiency at work. So this is why we will also need on step 5 to always include the specialty. This is very important because writing an effective resume summary will actually reflect your career goals. So guys, do never underestimate the power of a strong resume summary. Right now, I will show you some examples, 2 examples actually. Okay. This example states the resume summary for a receptionist. As you can see, this receptionist has written her summary in a very professional way. Detail-oriented receptionist with 4 years of experience in customer service. Efficient in performing the administrative and front desk tasks of large-scale offices. Fluent in Norwegian, English, Spanish, and Swedish. Proficient in MS Office Suite. So if you want to go back to my guide, we have the action verb, we have the job title, we have the number of experience. We don't have the educational background mentioned because maybe this kind of job does not really need an educational background or a specific educational background. So this is why this receptionist has just left it as it is without the educational background. And she has also included the specialties. The specialties here are performing the administrative and front desk tasks of large-scale offices. So we have all the criteria for a perfect resume summary. And guys, one thing that I have to also inform you is that 10 years ago and still now, until now, some people are using, instead of a resume summary, some people are using the resume objective. You know, this resume objective that sometimes we see on some resumes when someone is like, I am a receptionist with experience in, let's say, hospitality. But I am looking for a job in the company, blah, blah, blah. Guys, this is a big, big red flag. I just always advise my clients to never use a resume objective because it weakens your summary because you're just stating that you need a job, but what are you trying to add? What is your added value? This receptionist have really showed her specialties. She has shown her also her language fluency. She has showed her hard skills, which is the Microsoft Office suite, and she has also stated her years of experience. So guys, I just as a, you know, to kind of remind you, always write your resume summary thinking that you want to speak to the position you want, not the position that you have. Has anyone got the point? Do you guys know what I mean right now?
Yes, of
Yes,
course.
well noted.
Okay, perfect. This is the second example. This is the example of a teacher. She has mentioned that she has a hardworking and passionate secondary social studies teacher with 10 plus years of experience. So, as we can see, she is following the right criteria. She has added the action verb, that she is passionate and hardworking. And she has added the job title. She has added her years of experience and her specialties. Her two specialties are creating positive environments in which teenagers and students can learn and grow, and also incorporating knowledge into the classroom in order to enhance engagement within students of all learning styles. So guys, this is the perfect teacher summary. I love it. I love it. On another note, this is one of the most important points to be made during this session. When writing our work experience, should we only state our duties, or should we just make sure that we are highlighting on our achievements and the soft skills and the hard skills being used during the work experience? What do you guys think? I mean, we can always just, some people just, when writing their resumes, they're like, okay, I'm gonna go and copy paste the job contract that I have received, and they just copy paste and put it on their resume. But this is a huge miscommunication. This is a huge mistake. We should always focus on achievements instead of duties. We should always back our experiences with numbers and data, always. And always tailor the experience to the job you're applying for. As I have also mentioned this during the resume summary explanation, we should always add the keywords that the recruiter wants to see. But at the same time, we shouldn't lie about our abilities. We shouldn't lie about our skills and about our capabilities, of course. But at the same time, we have to make sure that our experience matches what the recruiter is looking for. Let's just check on this example. Web developer. It seems like this is a work experience for a web developer. He stated his experience as follows. Full stack developer, responsible for web applications and creative cloud engineering. He led a team of 5 junior developers using different methodologies. That's nice. He optimized an old checkout page based on core UX principles, which increased customer purchases by 20%. Nice. On average, he prototyped up to 20 plus different product features per year. So guys, what do you think? Is this good enough? What do you see? Do we see numbers? Do we see achievements? Or do we only see duties, mere duties?
No, we see numbers and achievements.
For me, I think this work experience has been done perfectly. Why? Because the information is relevant. It's straight to the point. This guy is not sugarcoating anything. He's not lying. He's just straight up telling what he does, because it's backed up by data. It's backed by numbers, and we always have to make sure that the data and the numbers are accurate. Of course, we shouldn't be just, putting numbers from our heads. Of course, it has to be backed by accuracy. It has to be accurate and valid, those numbers, but it's perfect. He's listing achievements. He's not listing daily responsibilities. And that's the perfect thing about this work experience. Now, this is another example of the same work experience. Just want to show you guys the difference, you know? There's a lot of difference. Okay, so in this work experience, he just added that he collaborated with project managers and provided updates. But this is vague, right? Like, he provided updates and he collaborated with his coworkers. But as a recruiter, where is the potential, you know? He designed website and mobile application as he should because he's a web developer while providing exceptional user experience. But where is the number for where's the proof? Where's the proof that you have provided exceptional user experience? So this is also a bit vague. And he also worked with other developers in a team. So yeah, this is vague and extremely vague. And it doesn't really say anything. He's just saying that he's doing his job. But what is special about you? What is the added value that you're gonna be providing to your next position? How does this developer actually complete the job? He is just saying that I've done my job, but how? You know? So guys, let's just imagine in a parallel universe that you are the HR manager and you're gonna pick between these two candidates, you know, the first candidate, this one, and the second one. Which one would you pick?
The first one. Because it's factual. Yeah.
That's for sure. See how I think as a writer, a resume writer? I think as if I am the recruiter. So this is something that you guys should always remember. When writing your CV, always make sure you are trying to think like the recruiter. Now we're done. We're done with the work experience section. Now this is also very exciting. You guys, you're gonna love it. How to show you're the right person with the skills summary section. As I have communicated before, we should always know how to differentiate between the hard skills and the soft skills. So anyone give me a bit of like some point of view on which one is more important in your opinion and what is the difference between them?
I think both are important, but depending on the position you are applying for. Let's say if you are applying for a sales position, then you need to have the soft skills, you need to have the communication skills, you need to know how to talk with people and so. But if you are applying, let's say I work as an SEO, so I need to have the technical skills about SEO, how SEO works, what are the specific things to be an SEO worker, you know? So it depends on the position, but both are important.
Yes. Rayan, any points of view on the difference between hard skills and soft skills? Because I see you are the guy with the soft skills. You have the communication. Tell me more. How did you learn?
Well, regarding the communication, the soft skills, it's actually learned from, it starts with when we are part of our family. But when it comes to technical skills, it is acquired when being part of an internship, in work experience, and most importantly at university, because sometimes we are open to learn new computer skills, which is something technical that everyone must master nowadays.
Thanks, Rayan. So, guys, the hard skills, I think you're aware of that. I just want to give you my opinion on the difference. The hard skills are the technical proficiencies, as Ghalia has mentioned, that you acquire through education, through training, through hands-on experience. Hard skills are almost most of them are learned through hands-on experience. So a few examples, as Ghalia has mentioned, might include learning a coding language, learning a foreign language, learning Spanish, learning German, learning Mandarin, learning Portuguese. And for example, maybe learning a marketing tool expertise. So the learning process during when you're learning hard skill, it follows a step-by-step process. And most people can take on to acquire these skills. But the hard part, the actually difficult part for myself and how I see it, is that soft skills are more personal, you know? Soft skills are more personal than hard skills because most of the times, I'm not going to say always, but as I see it, it also depends on your personality. Yani, it depends sometimes on whether you're an introvert, whether you're an extrovert, whether you naturally have it into you. You know, some people are meant. Some people say that, okay, I am meant to be a natural leader, but what are the traits of being a natural leader? Those traits sometimes go rooted to your personality type. And I know this is like open to discussion, of course, but for me personally, I think people's personality types often influence the soft skills that they have. So some soft skills may include time management, problem solving, critical thinking. And critical thinking, guys, that's the huge gap that we have in Lebanon for youth my age and aged younger. Critical thinking, communication skills, negotiation skills, emotional regulation. You know, those skills are the gold. They're not the cherry on the top. No, they are gold because you never once you learn them, once you learn to master those skills, um, you will never lose them. They are transferable. So most employers require education or certification. If you're a marketing professional, like a market research analyst, for example, because we're hearing about I'm hearing about those jobs a lot, like the marketing research analysts are trending these days. So if you want to apply to that job, you will need to understand statistical software, you will need to understand the research methods, quantitative and qualitative. So that's a lot of hard skills. But a hiring manager also wants to know the work ethic and the attitude that you will contribute to the team. While they might love your qualifications and they have ensured you have the specific hard skills throughout the hiring process, they will always, always, always look for soft skills like creativity, collaboration, communication, creativity, critical thinking, teamwork. So I'm a strict believer that soft skills can get you in a very can get you to a perfect place in your life if you know how to master your soft skills, and of course, also balancing them with your hard skills. And guys, there's something before I end the session. A lot of recruiters will look for these skills during the hiring process. Does anyone have any idea of when the recruiters always look for the soft skills? Like which hiring process? Is it in your resume? Is it in the interview? Is it in the probation? What do you guys think?
In the interview, maybe they will know what are the soft skills that you have. They will ask you some questions to analyze your personality because, as you said, it appears in your personality and your way of talking and your way of thinking, something like this, I think.
Yeah, Ghalia, thank you. Yes, that's 100%, guys. A lot of recruiters, most recruiters, they want to see your work ethic, they want to see your enthusiasm, they want to see your creativity, they want to see your communication skills during the interview. So this is why soft skills balanced with the right hard skills will get you through the way, will get you to the career path that you wish to have. So last slide. How do you analyze your soft skills? Does anyone like have any idea? How do I analyze which soft skill to add on my resume?
Does this
Guys, for
depend
me,
on the job itself?
sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Does this depend on the job itself, like the job you are applying for based on it, you add the skills you need?
No, what I mean here is that when you wish to add the soft skills on your resume, how do you brainstorm those? How do you know, as Ghalia, which soft skills you have learned the most? Is it time management? Is it task prioritization? Is it emotional regulation? Is it active listening? So there's a lot of soft skills. But what's essential here, and guys, this is the most important thing in your CV. Adding the right soft skills will add the soft skill will differentiate you from other applicants. So for me, I think that active listening and proactivity are the two main soft skills that I have learned in the last 2 to 3 years, because I have I have had a very hard time attending to best to facilitate more meaningful conversation in order to establish relationships with professional relationships with my customers and my coworkers. So I think for me, active listening has been, and proactivity, of course, both proactivity and active listening have been, the gold inside of me. Anyone can add any soft skill they have, because it's what makes you different at the end of the day. It's what shows personality.
I think you already mentioned Ryan's one. It's the communication skill. He's well known with it.
That's for sure. على الأكيد على الأكيد. تفضلي نور، بتحبي تحكي شيء؟
Yes, Yasmin. Actually, I've been reflecting on what you've been saying. I agree that soft skills should be mentioned in resumes, but unfortunately, what in my experience in Tunisia and most companies that I'm working right now with a very with the company that ethics align with mine, but usually they don't give written soft skills on resume very much importance. They believe it's a filling space. I've been given this remark at once. They believe that a resume shouldn't include these things, but mostly they want to see the hard skill, the education, the background. It's more of a traditional school of thought. I believe our generation see more of these values. That's why working with younger minds, not younger people, but younger minds, is very important when you want to align your work ethics with people you want to work with. But usually, especially at companies with traditional work ethics and traditional management, they don't really appreciate seeing a resume with soft skills in it.
I have been there. Yes, you can tell me. I have been there. I have worked in two corporate companies before. And yes, it's sad, very sad, Noor. Thank you for bringing attention to this. I've been in that position where the recruiter doesn't really care about the soft skill you have. All they care about is do the job repeatedly, and this is it, you know? So this is a huge problem within the HR industry, because a lot of HR managers are distracted. Maybe I cannot blame them, but they are very just distracted with interviews and with payrolls and all of that, but they miss on the importance of analyzing the recruiters, the applicants' real work ethic, like real work, the reality of the work. I can do a job 9 to 8, and not talk to anyone, just do my job and go home. But where's the growth mindset here? Where is the room for learning? And this is why a lot of corporates, very sad, they kill the creativity in you. They kill the critical thinking in you, you know? So a lot of companies just want um, passive employees, and that's very sad. Very sad. Thank you for sharing, Noor. Thank you. Guys, I just, as a final,
For this workshop, I really learned a lot.
yes, as a final slide, I just want to show you my resume and how I have written it. I think I'm a bit late. It's almost 8. I'm almost done. Just want to show you how my resume looks like. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I cannot see all of it. 1 second. Okay. Okay, yes. So guys, this is my name. Yasmin Seif Eldin, customer care specialist. I have also added the youth development volunteer just because I love volunteering and I love doing what I was always meant to be doing, my passion, which is education and soft skills training and youth development. As you can see my summary, multilingual customer care specialist with an educational management background and 2 years of maintaining customer satisfaction with forward-thinking strategies in both shipping and automotive industries, adept at advocating and anticipating customers' needs and accurately documenting to ensure timely and satisfactory resolution. This is my guys, my summary. As you can see, my skills are conflict resolution, product knowledge, client retention, client acquisition, active listening, adaptability and agility, and the other skills are the hard skills: Salesforce, Freshdesk, XPO system, SharePoint, and Slack. Those are my communication or hard skills. This is, as you can see, my experience, my languages. I speak 4 languages. I speak Arabic, I speak English. I also speak native Portuguese, and I speak a bit of intermediate Spanish, as I love the Spanish language. And those are the experiences, and also my leadership experiences as a GL connector. My education, as you can see, guys, I have not shed light on the education part because I think it's very simple and clear. Bachelor's degree in educational management, Modern University of Business and Science. I have added the graduation date, and that's it. I just want to do a final note. Let's start normalizing writing our resumes intentionally with the goal of showcasing the value we bring to the table. So guys, don't ever think that your resume is just a document that has your qualifications. No, a resume will always reflect your growth mindset. It will always reflect that you are someone that wants to learn more and is willing to learn more. And this is why I have always tell my clients, please always learn something new. Learn a new skill, learn a new language, learn coding, learn a new skill, work in customer service, even if you don't have a job. Do as much work as you can do, and life will shape you with the right skills to the goal that you wish to reach. For now, this is all. I want to ask more about any gaps that you feel that my presentation, if there are any gaps, please inform me, and I am open to listening to your clarifications and all your questions.
Thank you, Yasmin. It was very insightful, very well presented also. Guys, let's hear your questions. I was a bit كنت تكتبوهم بالchat and we can read them out loud. Thank you, Yasmin, again.
It's my pleasure.
No question. Thank you for this session.
Thank you, Rayan. Anyone else?
Thank you, Yasmin. It was really nice.
Guys, you're most welcome. I'm very happy and very pleasured to be here.
Thank you very
Hey,
much,
thank
Yasmin.
you.
It was really, really enriching.
And
Yeah, it
also,
was.
guys, I just want to inform you that if you need any help, with checking your resume, you have my number on the group, and you can always reach out.
Thank you, Yasmin. What a great session. And thank you for the Lebanon team, always coming up with like great sessions. I think we're very behind the Jordan team and other teams. So we need to catch up. Oh my God, you're great guys.
Thank
يلا
you,
have a
Ali.
good one.
ويعطيك العافية كمان. Don't worry at all, no one is behind. مهم الكل نكون عم نستفيد from the sessions. وكلنا هيك كمان helping each other because that's يعني the point of the entire network كمان to come together for this. So
Absolutely.
إذا ما حدا عنده question لكن we can wrap it up. Yasmin, thank you so much again. يعطيك ألف عافية. And I'm going to reach out to you privately for some questions after this enriching session. So يلا thank you so much everyone for attending. Yasmin, if you have any هيك final words كمان before we close the session.
Guys, please don't hesitate. Just reach out to me with any questions. I'm always here to help, and it will be a pleasure to help you guys further. Bye. Have a nice day.
Bye bye. Have a
Have a
good
nice
week,
day. Bye bye.
everyone. Bye bye.